Mountain shadows slowly stretching across Colorado Springs and parts of I-25 with that sun continuing to set for the evening, though. Even though the sun is setting, we are still holding on to those warmer temperatures. Currently 65 degrees in Colorado Springs. Clear conditions right now, but as we get into the evening hours, we'll start to see that change with this incoming low pressure system. You also may notice an increase in some wind speeds. Southeasterly breeze currently 17 miles an hour, so a bit gusty out there this evening. Down towards Pueblo, still holding on to those 70s. Feels like 75 though. Easterly breeze 14 miles an hour. So much of our area continuing to hold on to those 60s and 70s, starting to creep into the 50s for the higher terrain. Alamosa getting down into the 50s as well. So this low pressure system is continuing to bring in some moisture across the western portion of our state. Widespread rain out that way hasn't quite gotten out here yet, so we're staying nice and clear. It's going to take a few hours for this rain to finally reach I-25. So we'll continue to see the clouds build up ahead of time, and it looks kind of dramatic from this future cast, but we'll continue to see some rain that will start closer to Canyon City. That will eventually reach the I-25 corridor, but notice how dry this eventually gets as we go into the overnight hours. A lot of this will evaporate, and we'll still see a few rain showers for the Colorado Springs area. I wouldn't be surprised if Woodland Park sees a few flurries tonight too, but with warmer temperatures continuing, I doubt it's going to stick to the ground for too long. As we continue into the overnight hours and into Monday morning, we'll start to see that ease up for the I-25 corridor. Then once we get into the later portion of the evening, when we see this initial push of moisture, we'll start to see these wind gusts increase as well, especially for the southern portion of I-25 out towards Levita Pass and especially Colorado City. I wouldn't be surprised to see some stronger wind gusts out this way. Again, this is likely when we're going to see that initial push of rain onto the I-25 corridor. We'll start to calm down once we get into the overnight hours, however. Overnight lows will drop into the 30s with this colder air that is starting to push into the area. 20s expected for the higher terrain, so some 30s sprinkled in there as well. Going into Monday morning, we'll start to clear out. We'll warm up into the lower 40s by the 8 o'clock hour, so you still will need a jacket as you're walking out the door. Pueblo, it'll take a few hours to finally push into the 50s. It will be a much cooler day though with this colder air that is moving into the area, so highs in the 60s for Colorado Springs, finally dipping down into the upper 60s for Pueblo for those highs. 53 expected for Woodland Park. So this low pressure system will continue to push out towards the east, and we'll likely see some breezy conditions pick up into Monday as this low pressure system continues to push out towards the east. What we are tracking is another parade of storms as we go throughout this week, so another low pressure is expected around Wednesday, Thursday, and even into Friday. We could potentially get our first flurries here on I-25, something that the weather team is watching very closely. So to start off the week, we are going to continue on with some warmer temperatures, though we'll start to cool down once we get to the middle of this week. So looking ahead to start your week, we'll pick up just a few more clouds, and again, we'll have some breezy conditions. Pueblo, 69 degrees for Monday. We'll continue that cool down as we go into Tuesday, warming up just a few degrees Wednesday. Shower chance picks up on Thursday, not too impactful though. Canyon City will cool down into the 50s by Tuesday, but look at Thursday, there's a possibility of some showers moving through and 49 degrees for that high. Woodland Park has the best chances of seeing some snow starting Wednesday evening and lasting until Friday morning.